Over the past few decades, AI technology has been advancing at an astonishing pace, and today, its popularity among the public is nothing short of insane. This piece of technology evolved to become the game-changing force it is in our modern times. In this video, we will uncover the remarkable story of how AI went from being a top-secret tech to becoming a massive public sensation. Throughout history, human beings were obsessed with the concept of artificial intelligence. It is said, for example, that in Greek mythology, people believed that there was a giant 30-meter tall robot named Talos, made by the mythical god Hephaestus from brass metal, tasked to defend the island of Crete from invading forces. In 2050 BC, a Greek mathematician named Ctesibius created the world's first automatic self-regulatory system. His invention was an improved version of the water clock known as the clepsydra. It allowed for more feedback and control within the mechanism without any external intervention. Fast forward to today, we still see that obsession in many of our modern-day sci-fi movies and novels, like The Matrix and I, Robot, alongside the countless real-life inventions related to this tech. It is interesting to see humans thinking about the topic of smart machines for centuries, but it wasn't until the mid-20th century that the actual science behind it was invented. The development of this technology can be attributed to pioneers in mathematics such as John von Neumann and Alan Turing. Von Neumann, for instance, was the mastermind behind MANIAC, which stood for Mathematical Analyzer, Numerical Integrator, and Computer. That was considered the fastest computer at the time. Turing, on the other hand, is widely known for his hardware development that enabled the decoding of the encryption used by German Enigma machines during World War II. But the actual term AI, or artificial intelligence, was made in 1956 by a group of scientists, among whom was John McCarthy, in the Dartmouth Conference. Since then, researchers have been focused on the idea of creating machines that could think and reason like humans. You see, AI was not yet famous amongst the public. It was only home to the realm of scientists and researchers as they were developing more and more sophisticated machines. Between 1957 and 1974, the field of AI experienced a significant surge in growth, with the ability to store increasingly vast amounts of information. Additionally, machine learning algorithms saw notable improvements, and people became more adept at selecting the right algorithm to solve their problems. Of course, the technology back then had its limits, unlike the stuff we see today. In the 1990s, AI saw progress that included machine learning algorithms, which allowed computers to learn data without being explicitly programmed. In the early 2000s, we saw more growth as natural language processing, computer vision, and robotics were invented. Nowadays, AI has blown up out of proportion. AI can now write books, pass law exams, draw fascinating portraits, provide healthcare advice, and do incredible stuff that we thought was impossible. The AI explosion. With the dawn of the new century, there was a marked turning point in the development of AI technology, largely due to the widespread adoption of the internet. Prior to this, the internet was strictly used for military purposes and was not accessible to the general public. However, with the advent of the World Wide Web, people all over the world gained unprecedented access to a wealth of information and knowledge, creating a perfect environment for the growth of AI. As the internet expanded, so did the amount of data available to researchers and developers, enabling them to train and improve machine learning algorithms at a previously unimaginable scale. Slowly but surely, this led to significant advancements in speech recognition, image processing, and natural language understanding, which are now commonly used in everyday applications, such as search engines and virtual assistants like Siri and Alexa. During the early 2010s, Silicon Valley became aware that neural networks were a much more promising approach to achieving powerful AI compared to traditional programming methods. ANN, or artificial neural networks, are essentially computing systems inspired by the biological neural networks that constitute animal brains. They are based on a collection of connected units or nodes called artificial neurons, which loosely model the neurons in a biological brain. It's kind of like a virtual simulation of how the brain works. Instead of being explicitly programmed with rules and instructions like traditional methods, neural networks are trained on a data set of examples and learn to recognize patterns and make predictions on their own. The more data and computing power these networks are fed, the more capable they tend to become. Take a look, for example, at ChatGPT, the newest and smartest chatbot out there by OpenAI. This AI can talk to you like a human would, can remember things you said in previous conversations, and can correct itself if it makes mistakes. We have now entered a new phase called generative AI that uses generative models such as large language models to produce information based on the training data set that was used to create them. Of course, high-tech companies and almost all of Silicon Valley jumped aboard this trend. We saw Microsoft investing $10 billion in OpenAI and announcing plans to integrate generative AI into its Office software and search engine, Bing. On February the 7th this year, this was confirmed by Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella, who said, "A race starts today. We're going to move and move fast." We also saw Google declaring a code red corporate emergency in response to the success of ChatGPT. So they made their own chatbot named Bard. All of this undoubtedly attracted many eyes from the public, as Wall Street investors wanted a piece of the newly made pie. Now, we're seeing a newer version of the dot-com bubble that happened in the late 1990s. We are experiencing a similar bubble with the mass adoption of artificial intelligence in our day-to-day lives. Like we experienced the adoption of the World Wide Web. Millions, if not billions of people started using this ChatGPT AI every day, with estimates saying 100 million in January, 1 billion visits in February, and 1.6 billion visits in March of this year. This is due to many factors, of course. As we said earlier, humans are naturally obsessed with artificial intelligence. The idea of building something that has the capability of doing complex tasks or being as smart as our biological brains is exhilarating. It's like the inevitable course of our evolution. Soon enough, as futurists theorized, we will be integrating ourselves with our machines. Companies like Neuralink, owned by Elon Musk, are building microchips to do just that. Also, what made AI this popular in today's society is its potential ability to fulfill our daily needs, from transportation with self-driving cars to personal virtual assistants like search engines and language models, to even healthcare, as we're seeing new AI tools like Your Doctor being implemented to help diagnose diseases, develop personalized treatment plans, and improve patient outcomes. This AI arms race, of course, has caused many concerns amongst people. Many technologists and philosophers raised their worries over the mistakes big tech companies could be repeating, such as prioritizing profit over safety. Companies such as OpenAI explicitly aim to develop AGI, or artificial general intelligence, that can surpass human thinking and learning capabilities. If these future AIs become capable of self-improvement without human supervision, they could potentially lead to disastrous consequences, like eradicating humanity altogether. One hypothetical scenario involves an AI that receives a directive to maximize paperclip production, and in turn transforms itself into a world-dominating superintelligence that extracts all carbon resources, including those from life on Earth. In a 2022 survey of AI researchers, almost 50% of the participants believed that there is a 10% or greater chance that AI could lead to such a catastrophic outcome. What do you think about all of this? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. Although AI has evolved so much in the past few years to give humans assistance over many tasks in their lives, there is no denying that this technology could spiral out of control in the future. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe.